Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, whatever time you may find this video. You are now tuning in to Eagle Soaring High, Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles. And I am your host, Minister Antoine Williams, aka Eagles Soaring High. And I am back with another video. Yes, I am back with another video. On today's broadcast of Eagle Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chats with Eagle, we're going to be taking a look at another article that I found. Before I get into that, let me say hello to everyone that's tuning in. Those of you that is going to catch this video as it premieres. I want to thank all of you. Thank you. You all are so great. I appreciate the support and the love that you are showing me. Those of you that's going to catch the replay, I want to thank you as well. Thank you. Without you, I could not um, do what I'm doing now. It's because of you and all the support and love that you show me uh, that makes this so much fun and a joy to do. I thank all of my subscribers, those of you that have subscribed to my channel. I thank you. I appreciate it. Um, It means the world to me. To every content creator that shouts out my channel, I want to thank you all in advance as well. I hope all is going well and your day is is great and is full of joy and peace and no stress and no frustrations. I pray that all is well with you and your families. I thank you in advance. Um, I want to remind you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like as you coming in or like as you're going out. It doesn't matter. Just if you would hit the like button. I would appreciate it and value it. And it will show me how much you support and love me and love my channels. I appreciate it. Yes. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, Eagle Soaring High, Channel 2, Fireside Chats with Eagles, and my first channel, Eagle Soaring High, Channel 1. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to both of my channels. I would love to have you a part of my Eagles family. Yes, I would. Well, I thank you all in advance. Those of you that's coming in and going to sit around the fireside with me. I thank you. I appreciate you. Well, we're going to get ready in just about a few moments to dive right into this video. But before we do that, let me shout out a few content creators. Well, not a few, it's a whole list of them. I promise you, I'm going to take the time and choose about 7 content creators for each video to shout out. And it won't be such a long list as I have right now. So I'm going to start choosing 7 content creators and shout them out and move on from there. The first channel that I want you to stop by is Danielle Robinson, All of Me 100. You knew Astute Queen Bee thoughts. It girl Ari. Come pillow talk with Bay. Unwind with Teddy. Um, she also Unwind with Teddy has another channel that says Run Tell That Too. Foxy and Family. Hear Her TV. Unique Speaks. Andrea Nelson. Real Talk with Lady D. Yes. Universal Tea with Marie. Organize Chaos. Speak with your girl Marcella. Faith with Rachel. Dr. Blue. Evangelist Nancy Perrin. I believe is how you pronounce it. Her last name is P-E-R-E-N. Evangelist Nancy Perrin. Lord help me, forgive me, sis, for mispronouncing your name. Evangelist Valerie, Conversations and Inspirations. Just Valencia, Raw B Privilege. State of Mind with Maurice Bernard. Yes, stop by these channels and show some support and show some love to these sisters. They will appreciate it and they would love to have you a part of their communities. So subscribe to all of these content creators that I shouted out. Again, subscribe to my channel, Eagle Soaring High, channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Eagle Soaring High, channel 1. Yes, I would appreciate and value it. Well, in this video on today, Eagle Soaring High, channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, is bringing to you Eagles commentary on world events. Eagles commentary on world events. In this article that I saw, I had not seen anyone um, giving commentary on this article except for one person, one content creator, Real Talk with Lady D. She also saw this article and she did a video on it. She did commentary on it, and I must say that it was amazingly and awesomely done. Yes, her video was awesomely and amazingly done. She dealt with this article, as well as um, another subject. But the video was great. It was great. I shouted her out as I shouted out the other content creators. But let me shout her out just one more time. Real Talk with Lady D. This sister did commentary on this video. And I had the privilege of being up on her panel one night and we were talking. And she asked me if I had heard about this situation. And I told her yes, and that I was planning on doing a video on it. And so on tonight's broadcast, we're going to look at the article of a 10-year-old boy who shot his mother and took her life. That's what we're going to look at today on this broadcast of Eagles commentary on world events. I'm excited about doing commentary on this, but yet I'm saddened by the situation. But all I can do is pray. Is pray for this family. So I don't want to hold uh, too long. So we're going to get ready in in about a minute to dive right into this video. Don't forget all the content creators that I shouted out. Please stop by their channels and show some support and love by liking and leaving them comments and sharing and subscribing to their channels if you have not done so yet. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels, Eagle Soaring High Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Eagle Soaring High Channel 1. Subscribe to those channels. Well, we're going to get ready to dive right into this video. Stay with me to the end of this video. I will see you in a moment. God bless you. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Excuse me. Welcome back. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Have I'm still struggling with this cold, and if the weather would stop changing like it is, I think I would be all right. But my sinuses and allergies, and now it's trying to turn into a cold on me. But I pray. I pray that you all can hear me and that it doesn't sound low, that you have to turn your TV all the way up to hear me. I pray that the volume is good and so is my voice. Um, well, I want to welcome you all to my channel. If you're just tuning in, you are tuning in to the Eagles Soaring High Channel 2 Fireside Chat with Eagles. And I am your host, Minister Antoine Williams, aka Eagle Soaring High. Ooh, excuse me. I see everything. The devil is a liar. Um, and we have an heart-wrenching, heartbreaking article that we're going to look at. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel and my first channel. I will appreciate it. Um, but we do have an interesting story, a sad case um, that we're going to look at today on Eagles commentary on world events. I've shared with you in my intro that um, my sister and my friend, Real Talk with Lady D, saw this article and did a video on it, and I just think that it was an amazing and awesome piece of work and content. She did an amazing job with this article. I saw this article on Instagram um, just as Real Talk with Lady D saw it. And I had made up in my mind that I would do some commentary on it, on this article. I try to do uh, commentary like this on things that no one else have picked up and done content on. Uh, but if someone else has, it's all right. So let's go right on into this video. What a sad situation. I'm going to read you the article and then I'm going to, give you my thoughts on the situation. All right, let's dive right into it. The article says a 10-year-old boy is accused of fatally shooting his mother after she refused to buy him a VR headset from Amazon. Now, VR, most of you probably already know, just means virtual reality headset. Let's go on. It says a 10-year-old boy in Wisconsin has been charged with first degree reckless homicide after he fatally shot his mother after she refused to buy him a virtual reality headset on Amazon. The incident took place at 6:50 a.m. on November 21st in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when the boy retrieved a gun from his mother's bedroom after work after she woke him up at 6 a.m., according to the criminal complaint seen by NBC News. Before I go on with this article, let me make the statement that this video is under the fair use policy for the purpose of commentary, review, and entertainment. This video is under the fair use policy for the purpose of commentary and review and entertainment. Now back to the article. The incident took place at 6:50 a.m. on November 21st in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when the boy retrieved a gun from his mother's bedroom after she woke him up at 6 a.m., according to the criminal complaint seen by NBC News. The boy's mother, identified as Kiana Mann, 44, by NBC affiliates WTMJ of Milwaukee, was doing laundry in the basement when her son came down and fatally shot her at close range, with the bullet entering her right eye and exiting the back of her head. According to the complaint, the boy told investigators that the gun accidentally went off when he was twirling it around his finger. After shooting his mother, the boy woke up his 26 year-old sister who called 911. The boy admitted in later interviews with authorities that he retrieved the gun because he was angry at his mother for waking him up at 6 a.m. when he usually woke up at 6:30 a.m. according to the according to the complaint. He also told police she would not allow him to have something from Amazon that he wanted to have. The boy admitted that he got his mother's keys to her gun lock box the night before. Per the complaint, the 10-year-old told investigators he wanted to scare his mother by shooting the wall behind her, NBC reported. The day after his mother's death, the boy bought an Oculus virtual reality headset on her Amazon account. His sister told investigators. The boy was then taken to his grandmother's house where he saw her crying, and according to the complaint, said without any empathy or compassion, "I'm really sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for taking my mom out. I threw that in substitute of the K word." He then asked if his Amazon package had arrived, according to the complaint seen by NBC News. The boy's sister told police that he had long had rage issues. According to the complaint, the boy's sister said a therapist gave the boy a concerning diagnosis, but no further details were revealed. The boy's aunt told police that he never cried and showed no remorse about his mother's death. And that's it. That is it of the article. Let me first start by saying to you, the viewers, that this young man, this 10-year-old child, let me say, this 10-year-old child appears allegedly, everything, let me say this, everything in this video will be alleged and my opinion. This young man, this 10-year-old child, did not ask to be here. And whatever the challenges was in his life, possibly mental issues. The article isn't specific on it. They just said that the therapist had concerns and had diagnosed this child. He didn't ask to be here. He did not ask for whatever the issues were. going on in his life. He didn't ask for those things. That which was innocent has now become guilty. Guilty by whatever struggles, infirmities, afflictions that was going on inside him. The article says that the child was angry, full of rage. My first question would be, what made this 10-year-old child so angry? My second question would be, what is it that the therapist, the psychiatrist saw within him that brought concern and caused her or him to diagnose him with the thing that they diagnosed him with? The article does not point out, the article does not say what the issue is. I can only imagine or only think that it has something to do with his mental stability, his mental capacity. Something was wrong. Something was wrong because the therapist released a diagnosis to the family. So, what is it that happened? What took place in this 10-year-old child's life that brought him and pushed him to this place in life, that he would make up in his mind and make a decision that was about to turn his life inside out, cause his life to go on a downward spiral. What made him angry? What was the source of his rage? Something had to happen that shook this 10-year-old child's life, flipped it upside down, inside out, and caused him to be at this place in this position in life. I'm no psychiatrist. I have no degree in in being a therapist or a psychiatrist. But I would like to know What pushed him to this place? What caused him to make a decision such as he did? What had occurred on that day? What had happened? What took place in this young boy's life? I found some more of the article and I'm going to go back to that and read it, the little that's left. But what happened? What pushed an innocent child to make a decision like this that shifted his mind off of being a child and going to school and playing with his friends and playing at home, reading, watching TV, watching his favorite shows? What happened that shifted him to a place that on November the 21st, last month, the article says that his mother woke him up at 6 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning instead of 6:30, the time that he's used to getting up, the time that he's scheduled to get up. She wakes him up at 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. And the young man, the young child, is in a rage. He's angry. He's furious. He's furious because change took place. So he's again awakened at 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning instead of 6:30. The day before, the day after, I should say, of being awakened and angry and furious. The article says that he goes and he gets the key, his mother's key to her gun safe. He goes in and he takes the gun out. Number one, why, as the responsible adult, knowing, knowing that your child is an angry child, knowing that he's been taken to see a psychiatrist and a therapist, he's been taken and they release a diagnosis, a concerning diagnosis to you as the parent. And yet, you've heard the report and you never thought to relocate your safe with a gun in it. First of all, how did a 10-year-old child know there was a firearm in the house? How did he know that? Number two, how did he know where the firearm, the gun, was located? How did he know where it was? Number three, how did he know what key fit the safe so he could get in and get the gun? How? How did he know that? I'm not. I'm not blaming the mother. I'm not blaming her. I'm just trying to understand, how did this happen? The fact that you had taken your 10-year-old child to see a therapist and you got a report that wasn't so good. And yet, your keys with the safe is on there. You never thought to relocate the weapon. Now, what's disturbing to me is that you had a loaded gun in your house in a safe, locked up, and the child, 10 years old, gets it. Why wasn't the safe, why wasn't the safety lock on the gun, on the weapon? Why wasn't the safety lock on the weapon? Sidebar, this is why we got to be careful about having weapons in our homes. I have known folks that take their 10-year-old children to the gun range and show them how to operate the weapon. I'm not saying that this is what happened with this mother, but if he wasn't taught how to operate the weapon, how did he know how to operate it? How did he know that the safety lock was on, or was the safety lock on, and yet he learned somehow how to operate the weapon on his own? The article declares that the child, this 10-year-old child, gets a hold of his mother's keys with the safe lock key on there, went to the location to where the gun was, unlocks it, takes the gun out, locks it back, probably take the keys back and put them back where they were. And he decides at 10 years old, he decides to put fear in his mother. What child do you know that sits around wondering and running thoughts and ideas through their head on how to intimidate, how to put fear, how to frighten a full grown adult? The scary part about this, the scary part about this is that number one, he knew what keys to use. Number two, he knew where the gun was. He knew how, he knew where it was located and how to get to it and get in and get it and take it out. What if, what if he had been at school and he was being bullied and picked on and laughed at? And because he knew where the keys were, the location, and how to get to the weapon. What if he had gotten to the point, got in, got the gun, and took it to school and took somebody else's child out? It's already been discovered that he was full of rage and angry and had a silent storm raging deep down on the inside. Something was wrong, where he wasn't thinking clearly. but clear enough to make the decision to grab a weapon, grab his mother's gun, and try to initiate fear. He was awakened at 6 a.m. in the morning when he's usually awakened at 6:30 a.m. His mother is downstairs in the basement doing laundry. Son gets up and gets the keys, go to the location to where the weapon is, the gun is. He unlocks the safe and he opens it up, reach in, pulls the gun out, shut it, locks it, takes the keys back, and goes downstairs. I would say that he was oppressed, but he wasn't. Somewhere and at some point in his life, a demonic spirit stepped into his being, stepped into his life, spoke to him. The mother's downstairs in the basement doing laundry, and this 26-year-old sister is upstairs, sleep. I hate to say it, but it just seems like, to me, my opinion, you don't have to agree, but it's my opinion, that the spirit of a serial killer had stepped in, goes downstairs, goes into the basement, twirling the gun around his finger, angry, full of rage. I can only imagine that at some point that he's been awakened earlier than the norm. And he goes down into the basement, twirling the gun around his finger. And possibly at some point between him going down into the basement and interacting with his mother, the subject had to have come up about him getting and receiving this VR headset. And she refused. She denied of having what he wanted. Maybe because of his attitude, maybe because of his behavior, maybe the way he was acting, it caused his mother to say no to him having this VR headset. And something I would imagine snapped in this 10-year-old boy. He was already in a rage and angry. But when she denied his request, I can only imagine that something deep within him, that dark side of him, snapped wide open to the point to where he pointed this gun at his mother. His mother. There was no danger. But he points this gun at his mother, pulls the trigger, the gun goes off. And at close range, the article says that the bullet comes out of the chamber, hits the mother in the eye, and exit through the back of her head. And from the details and from what the article says, and in my imagination, and in my opinion, I don't believe that this 10-year-old child flinched at the fact of taking his mother out, taking his mother's life after he has taken his mother's life. The article says that he goes back upstairs and he wakes his 26-year-old sister up. Another thing that fascinates me is the fact that he shot his mother in cold blood, and his sister did not hear the gun when it went off. So you're telling me that you were sleeping that hard that you didn't hear the gun go off? It wasn't until this 10-year-old child goes back upstairs and wakes his sister up. And somehow she stumbles upon her mother's lifeless body. She calls the police. The police comes, talks to her and talks to her 10-year-old brother, which he tells the police that it was an accident. Tells the police that he was twirling the gun around his fingers. He was twirling it and it went off. Later find out that during in the article that after he talks to the police again, he tells the police, he confesses to the police that he shot his mother in cold blood. He shot her. He confessed that what he had in mind was that he was just trying to make his mother afraid. He said that he was going to make her afraid by shooting the wall, shooting at the wall. His plan went south, it went left, and he shot his mother, took his mother's life. Had no sympathy, had no empathy. Shortly after, he was taken to his grandmother's house, and she's sitting somewhere in the house, and they bring him in, and he had no compassion, no sympathy, nothing. He was aware of what took place. He was aware of what he had done. And the article says there was no remorse flowing from this child. And he says to his grandmother, I'm sorry for what happened to my mother. Got to go back to the article. Because I want to quote the article. They take him to his grandmother's house and she's there crying, and he walks in without any remorse, no compassion, no empathy, nothing, just coldness. He says to his grandmother, I'm really sorry for what happened. He says, I'm sorry for killing my mom. 2 days later, he took his mother's credit card and ordered this VR headset, this virtual reality headset. He ordered it. He didn't cry, he didn't mourn, he didn't grieve. None of that. That's scary. I got to hurry up because this video is becoming longer than what I expected it to be. So, the article says the boy, the 10-year-old boy, is being charged as an adult. And if convicted, faces a maximum of 60 years in prison, according to NBC News, allegedly. If this